Hello everyone, we got even more D&D news for you, and as always, it isn't good. It wasn't that long ago that I covered the Q1 Hasbro financial report. To sum that one up quickly, it was a bad quarter with losses in basically every department. However, Wizards of the Coast products still sold well, with Magic the Gathering being a standout. Well, due to Wizards' success, there will be some price hikes for all the loyal fans who helped Hasbro survive the first quarter of the year. The prices will be rising for D&D sourcebooks in the coming months. The news dropped on May 23rd in a press release, where WotC said they were not happy with the news and that it was a difficult decision to make. For context, let's look at other recent Hasbro price increases. Last year, Magic the Gathering had their prices raised by about 11%, while Hasbro had increased prices for their toy lines over the course of 2019 to 2021. It shouldn't be a surprise that D&D would get the price rise too, but something about this feels a little fishy. Since the release of 5th edition in 2014, the books averaged a $50 to $60 price tag. With the release of Big B Presents Glory of the Giants, the price will be raising to $70 for that book. This will likely be the price of all future books as well, with the $50 books going up to $60. Keep in mind, this will only impact physical copies. Digital copies will remain the same price. Older books will also be keeping their prices, but I wouldn't be surprised if the reprint editions have the new inflated price. The price hikes are being blamed on higher production costs. While it is true that supply line issues have been a problem since the pandemic hit in 2020, it seemed like the problems had already hit Hasbro. However, when the supply issues are only affecting one product line, it feels sus. Add to that the fact that one D&D is coming out next year, and it feels like they are trying to squeeze as much money out of the end of 5th edition as they possibly can. To make matters more insulting, there is no indication that anyone on the work staff of WotC will receive a pay raise to go along with these higher prices. So production costs rise, but the cost of the people that make the books will stay the same. One of the goals Hasbro set out to do is improve the monetization of the D&D brand. They did this by pushing online play, making more downloadable content, and bringing out more books. Raising prices feels like just another cog in this horrible machine. In fact, it is very reminiscent of Magic the Gathering, where they expanded the digital version, put out more packs, and started to raise the price over and over and over. When you add in the fact that the D&D movie failed to make a profit, though it did reach budget, then it makes sense that Hasbro would try to find more ways of exploiting the existing product since they can't expand the brand with any success. If this was a small price bump, like $3 or $5, then it might be believable, but jumping by 10 is a bit much. More than that, this will start to price out new customers. If someone wanted to join the hobby, they'd need to spend $70 for their player guide. If they want to DM, they'll need to add an additional $140 for the DM guide and monster manual. That's not including campaign books, player sheets, or any other game accessories. For that price, there are plenty of other options. In fact, you could buy a fair amount of Warhammer or Battletech minis for that price, not to mention the significantly cheaper books released by competitors. This feels like a major misstep for WotC. The current customers are not happy with how D&D is being handled, and now they'll need to pay more for upcoming releases. The high prices will keep new players away from the hobby and possibly prevent returning customers with next year's new edition. The greed of Hasbro knows no bounds. It'll be interesting to see how the negative community reaction will impact Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. No matter how you look at it, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast are finding new ways to alienate people from the hobby. And you know what? Perhaps it's time we all just packed up our bags and went to another multiverse. Until next time, thank you for watching. Remember to fight the good fight, and I'll see you at the tavern.